Hey everybody, and welcome to A Balanced Life with Dr. Jacquie. It's the holidays, and I am here for all the shenanigans. I love everything about the holidays, and yes, Jesus is the reason for the season. So let's not forget why we get to do the wonderful things that we get to do around this holiday season. Whether you enjoy going out for a sleigh ride, hanging out with your family, looking at all the different kinds of trees and making those selections, or even kind of dressing up and looking fly, we're here to talk about all things related to holiday and decorating. We're joined today by Charlotte Avery, Pam Sams, Lavita Marshall, and Dr. Tierney. Welcome in, everybody.
Hey, hey.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, hey, hey. It is the holidays. And I said that with several claps because I know we can be a little extra during the holidays, but then sometimes we just kind of keep it a little chill, just relaxing around the house, fireplace and marshmallows and all those wonderful things. And, when I think about this season, so let's go back to, I'm going to ask each one of y'all. So when did you hear your first Christmas song in the store?
Oh my God.
Now we know it could have been September, it could have been October, it could have been November. Shoot, it could have even been July. So think about that. When was the first time you heard a song? I mean, getting ready for the holidays, people are like, we're over it. The first 6 months, we're good. We're ready for some holiday cheer. So when do you think the first holiday song started playing?
Okay, so I was in Hobby Lobby and they were putting out the Christmas items in October.
Really?
Yeah, it was maybe the first week in October, maybe the last week in September, actually. It could have been that early. And so they were playing the music because they were putting all of the decorations out.
Is that too early?
That was awfully early.
Wow.
Well, one day I was in Hobby Lobby and I got to see what you were talking about, Lavita.
That was my first time.
And I was just talking to myself, but I guess one of the employees was kind of ear hustling because I was like, oh my gosh, can the turkey get any play before y'all start throwing out Christmas? I was like, that's an only child piece because I would talk to myself and answer myself sometimes. And so I was just really talking to myself and she heard me. And maybe she thought I was talking to her. But she said that the reason why they have to put it out so early is because a lot of people who do crafting and do like the wreath and things like that, they have to get the supplies that they need so that by the time they get to November, December, and people are ordering, they've already made whatever wreaths or door hangers or ornaments or whatever it is. So that's one of the reasons why they put it out, put the things out so early. And I was just like, oh, okay, well, thank you for explaining that to me.
All the sense of the
still gonna make sure Thanksgiving gets its time first. But honestly, I don't know. I haven't really spent a lot of time in stores. I know Pam would be real proud of me for that one because I've been watching my budget. So I haven't been in stores a whole lot this season. So I really honestly cannot say when I heard, holiday music, even in the grocery store. I honestly don't know.
Okay. I mean, that's understandable. What about you, Pam?
Yeah, probably not hanging out in a whole lot of stores recently, but yeah, I have Sirius XM. So when they switch over the holiday station, it's usually sometime they'll announce it sometime during October, and you can't wait to hear it. Of course, Mariah Carey's. All I Want for Christmas is always there. It's time. I think she recently just came out with that as well. So whenever you see that, and then of course with Walmart, as soon as the Halloween candy gets pushed over, next thing you know, there's garland and there's wreaths and everything. Mm-hmm. So usually sometime, October-ish.
Wow, man, oh man, Charlotte, you're out and about a lot. So how are you hearing Christmas songs?
Well, yes, and I bleed Christmas, as you can tell. But I was actually in Hobby Lobby too. That was the first store that I was in. I was actually going there to find some crafts for a science project for one of my children. And it was late September, and I walked in there and I was like, oh my gosh, they had the ornaments on top of the stands and all the things. And I just looked around and I'm like, okay, Like the fall things are still out, but now we see Christmas. And so now that Dr. Tierney told us about her conversation to herself that the Hobby Lobby lady butted in on, now I understand why that is. But it used to vex me because I'm like, why is this so early? But yeah, it was the end of September.
Okay, now that.
Yep.
So when I was walking into Marshall's, it was the Hang on the Mistletoe song. And I'm like, oh, so we're doing Christmas already. And it just really kind of got you, in that mood of everything. And as you all are talking about this whole decorations and everything that we do, let's talk about this Christmas tree because the beautiful look, is it real or is it fake? Everybody has a preference. And then you got thousands of them you're going to put up all over the place. So, what's your favorite kind of Christmas tree, Levita?
Okay, so my husband and I have been married for 31 years now. We have never gotten an artificial tree. We literally have gotten a real tree every single year.
Wow.
And it's part of the tradition. The day after Thanksgiving.
Uh-oh.
Okay, the day after Thanksgiving, we lost Levita.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that was at 6:28. So Levita, the last thing we heard before you dropped off
The day after.
was literally after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and say that, whatever you said after that again.
Okay. So the day after Thanksgiving is when the entire family goes to the tree lot and we all, choose the massive tree. And it's normally a fir tree. So that's my favorite. It's a noble fir or a Douglas fir, something like that, or maybe a blue spruce. But in recent years, I have actually put artificial trees in other rooms of the house. So
That's super exciting. Anybody else have a favorite kind of tree, real or fake? Because I can remember as a kid now, put those little things artificially in there by number. It was a yellow one, a pink one, a green one. And if you miss your colors, your tree was like half long at the top and half short at the upper. Oh, Lord, put an artificial tree together.
So when I was younger, we always got a real tree. But I remember after we had our firstborn, my dad gave us an artificial tree. And so, because he was born the day after Christmas and I was like really pregnant. So my dad gave us an artificial tree because he worked at a store that had them. And so I haven't actually had a real tree since. And then, our family grew and we didn't want pine needles getting in the kids' mouths and stuff like that. And so we haven't had a real tree in our house since. And now because I love the smell of Christmas trees, but now they have these little stick things that you can like insert into your garland and insert to your Christmas tree, and they're green. And so it just still smells like Christmas. It still smells like fir trees and all the things. So I just go with that.
Okay, I think that those are great ideas because some people are trying to figure out which tree do I get, and then how many trees do I get, and that's going to come up in block 2. Any particular trees? How tall do you like your trees? Table size, mid size, big window size? Dr. T?
Well, I'm gonna say you get whatever works for you, sugar. Okay. Be it a tabletop, be it scraping the ceiling, be it real, fake, whatever. Like you do what's best for you. I've done them all. I've done live trees. I've actually went, and when I do a live tree, I like to cut my own tree. I've done that a couple of times and not that many times after that because that's a lot of work. But I've done that. I have some artificial trees. The one I actually put here in my office is an artificial tree. One year I had to have surgery like right around the holidays, and so I threw some Christmas lights on my house plant, and that was the tree.
I know that's right.
So I think one year I only decorated my balusters and my foyer and my fireplace with a garland, and I didn't have a tree. And so I'm saying that to say it does not matter. Whatever works for you, be it to have a tree, be it to not have a tree, to have a live tree, to have a fake tree, to have a little tabletop tree, or to decorate your balusters, to not decorate your balusters, to put 5 trees in your house like Charlotte is going to do.
I know the tree has to be affordable. And
Yes.
people like to go all out, especially like it's your kids' first Christmas or
Oh yeah.
people are finally coming home for the holidays. Yeah, talk to us about, whether you like it real or fake. It
Mhm.
should be in budget, right?
It should definitely be in budget. I do the fake tree. I'm not gonna lie. I do not have a green thumb whatsoever. So if I bought home a real tree, I don't know how long that thing would last because I would forget to water it and whatever it needed during the holiday season. So I'm a fake tree person. But I grew up, yeah, like you said, Dr. Jackie with the aluminum tree. I'm gonna date myself.
Ooh.
Aluminum tree with the color wheel and everything. They used to light it up and stuff like that. So we used to have fun with that. And then we moved to still a fake tree, evergreen tree, but every year. So we have a couple of trees. So we have a bigger one in our living room, and then we'll have a smaller tree in our foyer area as well. But it does have to be affordable because a lot of times people go all out with, buying these gigantic trees. And of course, Christmas tree farms, when they sell trees, they're jacking up the prices, especially if you're getting that between right after Thanksgiving. It starts to dwindle down a little bit as you get closer to Christmas. So I'm not saying to wait, to Christmas Eve or anything to put up a tree, but definitely be cognizant of how much you're going to be spending on a tree.
And when we come back after the break, let's kind of dive into how many trees should you have. And it's really not about should, because everybody has a preference. But I will tell you, I love when I go to people's homes and they have all of these amazing themes. So let's talk about that when we're back after the break.
Hello, I'm Isaac Hayes III, founder and CEO of Fanbase, and I'm here with a very important message. We are at a turning point in the Black community where we must have equity in the apps we use that scale to billions of dollars. But this time, we own the infrastructure, we own the culture, and we shape the future. And Fanbase is the future. Fanbase combines the free functionality of Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube into an all-in-one platform built for the evolution of social media and monetization. With over 1.4 million users, that's real proof that we are shifting the conversation of tech ownership and equity for creators. So right now, I want you to go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest today. The minimum to invest is $399. That gets you 60 shares of stock in Fanbase at $665 a share. This marks a turning point in Black ownership of social media. If we don't take this opportunity to own social media right now, we will always be customers to our own creations. And that can't go on. So once again, go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest today. We must own the platforms where our voices live, our stories matter, and where our culture drives the world. Thank you.
Welcome back, everybody. And as you can tell, holidays are so much fun and they're so amazing. And you can do just about whatever you want. So let's talk about that, ladies, because, I have friends and they decorate every room, from the living room, the dining room, the bathroom, the bedroom, the kitchen. And sometimes it's trees and sometimes it's just decor in various scenes. And I'll start with Levita because, when you think about this tradition, I think for all of us growing up in the South, we like Christmas and we have all in some ways decorated just about every space. So Levita, when do you start your decorating and setting that mood and that atmosphere?
Okay, it literally is. I'm one of those people who likes to take seasons and holidays and just enjoy each one. So it really is like the day after Thanksgiving. Like there's a major transformation that occurs in the Marshall household the day after Thanksgiving. And now lately I have been channeling my inner Charlotte Avery and have been going from room to room and doing more things. So literally, like in the past few years, I didn't do the whole tree in every room, but I do now because one day it occurred to me, I really like the different color schemes, but you can't clash it all on one tree. So in the main room is like the traditional colors. In the front room, you have like the winter wonderland. Like in our bedroom, we have a more rustic Christmas. So yeah, that I'm doing that thing now. It's so much fun.
You see how her face just lit up? I think that's how,
I love it.
literally, I
Fun.
think that's what the holidays should do. The holidays
Yes.
should bring you just all the warm feels and the fuzzy and the goodness, of it all. Charlotte, since you've already been referenced, yeah, we're gonna get pictures. Y'all are gonna have to see this when we pop them up.
Like,
What, I
seriously.
mean, seriously, how are you decorating? And all 4'9" of you, 6 of you,
4'11", 4'11". We need all the
4'11"
inches.
of you.
We need all the inches.
That's right.
So, I love Christmas, and so usually I start bringing the Christmas trees because Christmas is decorating for me is a slow dance. And so I really have to pace myself because I'm usually the one that's really doing it the most because I usually do it when the kids are at school and when they come home, like another room is decorated or the hot cocoa bar is now up or whatever, just kind of surprising. But we usually literally have about 10 different Christmas trees, but they're Pam, you'll be happy to know that they're not trees that I buy every year. They're trees that I've had. So I just kind of accumulated them over time. And so I decorate my our living room, our TV room, our kitchen. I decorate the bathrooms. I decorate the kids' rooms. Like they'll be at school and then they'll come home and all the linens have changed on their beds because I put Christmas linens on their beds. Usually each one of my children has a Christmas tree in their room. So that's already 7 trees. And then I decorate our bedroom because I love to feel like my room is a winter wonderland. Everything is white and silver and shimmery and warm and polar bears and all kinds of things in there. So yeah, like I just have a really, 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 really good time. Blankets and all kinds of things, garland and ornaments and just all the stuff. And I do different themes. Sometimes I do it by color. Sometimes, I just do it for whatever my children, like I asked one of my daughters, like her favorite color is pink. And so I asked her, because I saw this really cute pink Christmas tree. And I was asking her, like, do you want a tree in your room and what color and everything? But I still might sneak the pink tree in her room and just decorate it. And it'll be there when she gets home.
Okay, that's wonderful. Dr. T.
Look at that, made me exhausted just listening to
For sure.
Can I just be real for 5 seconds? Like listening to her, the pig tree and this room and the winter wonderland. I bet it is beautiful. If you have not seen the pictures, please go to her page and look at it because she even dresses like Mrs. Claus and the whole.
I do.
Oh, I love looking at it. It is so gorgeous. But woo, listening to you, all I was thinking was, gosh, you got to take all that down. She's gonna have to box all of that up, and maybe that's the little Grinch in me because that's my favorite Christmas movie is The Grinch. But that sounds exhausting. Again, I go. How can I say this? I have some traditions, but I don't hold so tightly to the traditions to where I'm no longer listening to what I need in this season. Okay. So you heard me reference that one year I had surgery. So while I might have put up a tree every year, that year it wasn't going to happen, and so I just threw some lights on, on a plant. And so each holiday season, I kind of sit with myself and I'm like, okay, girl, where are you this holiday season? I recently, you guys may know, I recently lost my grandfather in September. And so at the end of August, September. And so, and grandmama is trying to scoot on the glory herself. And so this holiday season, it's a lot. It's a lot happening in this holiday season. The grief, is wearing all of us like a little blanket this holiday season. And so I may put up, some decorations or, I may not put them up. I may just hang a wreath on the door or, whatever it is. But I just make sure that I focus on what's really important in the season. And it might not be the tree. It might be that I just spend time with my loved ones, like a lot of extra time and more hugs and, more hot cocoa, just sitting, watching TV or something like that, instead of taking that time to, put the tree up and put the, whereas in other years, yeah, I'm decorating the house from tip to tail. I got stuff in the front yard, stuff in the backyard, and stuff all the way up to the ceiling, but it just depends on what's happening in that season. So I just urge all of you to make sure that you are not losing you in the tinsel, you know, and not holding on to tradition so tight that you're not looking at it to say, okay, does this make sense for me this year? You know, there's nothing wrong with that.
And don't get lost in the sauce. Just call me. I will come and do it for you.
Don't tell me. Okay, everybody heard that, right? So when I ring that phone and be like, girl, come
I
on.
am here for you.
Do it. Yeah.
She'll do it too.
I know.
Absolutely will do
I
it.
absolutely know.
Pam, when you're doing your holiday decorating and your themes, how do you set the mood and the tone, you know, for your home? And, you know, just when you come in during this holiday season so that, you know, like, you know what, it's going to be all right.
Yeah, exactly. And I agree with you know, Dr. T. It really depends on your mood. So, you know, a few years back, I lost my mother, and that year I wasn't doing anything, and so I probably wouldn't even had any decorations if it wasn't for my kids and say, hey, we'll do everything for you and decorate. So it does depend on, you know, kind of what season you're in as well. But I do. You know, kind of the downstairs mostly, and then kind of the banisters and the balcony that overlooks our great room when we decorate that, but not so much the bedrooms. And we also do the basement as well, just kind of accents and decorating that way. And it's usually, I would probably say the first week in December is when we do it. Now, on another note, I have, you know, a new daughter-in-law, as you know, Dr. Jacquie. And their tradition is that they start right after Halloween. So November 1st is when they start putting up things. And she sent me the most beautiful pictures of their, you know, and she's not even done yet, but she sent me the most beautiful pictures yesterday of how she has started decorating their apartment, her and my son. And she got the cutest little things. She loves the arts and crafts. She's really a crafty person. So she has started doing that. But November 1st is, you know, I always tease her, but I know every year she'll have it all decorated out starting right after Halloween.
So let's talk about that for a minute, Pam, because a lot of people are going to be on a budget this holiday season. Mm-hmm. And then some people have smaller places, especially our collegiates, international students who aren't going home. One, how do you decorate on a budget? And two, how do we help students who don't get to go home for the holidays, whether it's because of finances, they have to stay on campus, or because, you know, they live far away? How do we help our younger couples and young singles, you know, do the things that they need to do and still feel festive for the holidays?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a matter of community. You know, if you're at home, or I'm sorry, if you're on campus, really finding those friends that you can get together and celebrate. And you don't have to break the budget when it comes to decorations. There's, you know, all kind of stores. There's Hobby Lobby, there's Walmarts, there's even Dollar Trees, things like that, and where you can get smaller trinkets. You don't have to go all out big. So, you know, just something that will keep you in the festive mood without breaking your budget. Really some accents that you can buy, candles, little garlands, little miniature trees that you can put all around your house, just to kind of get in the festive mood. But I definitely would recommend community for those who may not be able to make it home because of their finances, really finding some people that you can celebrate with.
Mm-hmm. So one of the things that several of you mentioned was how to, especially when a season of loss, because we know a lot of our audience, you know, has lost family members, they're divorced, grieving, empty nesters. There's just a lot of stuff going on. How do we manage emotions, you know, during this season of decorating? Because for some people, decorating are triggers. And how do we manage that?
Well, I say to thine own self be true. Honestly, because, you know, just because somebody else is doing something doesn't mean that you have to do it. It doesn't mean that you're wrong for not wanting to do it. So you have to be really true to yourself and to who you are. If you are a person who really does love to decorate and do all the things, then be true to you. Don't feel bad or guilted because you're not doing what somebody else is doing. Keep your eyes focused on your own household, you know, and just really, really, really be honest with yourself. Now, you might be a person who says, you know what, but I'm not a person who likes to decorate, but I really want to be a person. Then find a person that you know who is really good at decorating and ask them to come over and help you and teach you how to do bows and ribbon on trees and decorate and things of that nature. But one thing that I'm glad that you asked the question about this season and being on a budget, because a lot of people may come into my home and think, oh my gosh, I've bought all this stuff. But honestly, the things that I have are things that I've accumulated over time. I think I said that before. But this season for me is about repurposing and reusing things. And then you don't have to worry about, going out and buying something new or anything. Use what you have. Turn something old into something new.
I like that idea. When we come back after the break, let's talk about that a little bit more. How do we repurpose the things that we have? But then also, we're going outside, and I love the holidays outside. We'll be back in a moment after the break.
They said the quiet part out loud. Black votes are a threat, so they erased them. After the Supreme Court gutted the Voting Rights Act in 2013, Republican legislatures moved fast. New voter ID laws, polling place shutdowns, purges of black voters from the rolls. Trump's Justice Department didn't stop it, they joined in. In 2018, his DOJ backed Ohio's voter purge system, a scheme that disproportionately erased black voters. Their goal, erase black votes and political power. Yeah, that happened. These are the kinds of stories that we cover every day on Roland Martin Unfiltered. Subscribe on YouTube and download the Black Star Network app. Support fact-based independent journalism that centers African Americans and the issues that matter to our community.
So, the holidays and being outside can look a number of ways. And if you're like me, I like to walk up and down boulevards. I enjoy going to lighting festivals, but I also like driving around to the neighborhoods who really have it together and decorate their homes. Let's talk about that, y'all, because there was a time and a season in our lives, ladies, when you could get in your car and say, oh, let's go to such and such a neighborhood, or let's drive across town, and homes for like miles and miles, they would be decorated and all of these amazing things. In you guys' neighborhoods, do they still decorate that way, or have people gotten away from that? Levita, I see you shaking your head.
Absolutely. On the neighborhood page, they actually have a map that shows where like all like the really, really decked out either streets or homes are. Especially the ones, you've seen the ones that have like the synchronized music and Ooh. So I don't think that has ever like left us. That whole sparkle and that whole joy of like driving around and seeing. It's just something about getting in your car with that hot cocoa and driving around and seeing those homes and just the decorations. That has just never left. It's just still so exciting to me to do that.
So you find those to be like fond memories. I think each of us will probably go around. I'll start with Levita, and then we'll just go Dr. Tierney, Charlotte, and then Pam. Like, what are some of your outside memories that you've had, growing up, or even now, things that you're starting to do that you just really like, oh man, this just brings us all the warm and fuzzies?
That is the driving around. So we still do that. We still enjoy doing that, finding the biggest, the baddest, the best, house and what they have to offer. We really do still enjoy doing that. And I like all of those lighting festivals and just doing the outdoor things, especially when our weather down here in Houston actually cooperates with winter, weather. You gotta grab them when they come. So it's a lot of fun to do, those outdoor activities because it actually feels like the season, and I love it. It's very nostalgic. It really is.
Yeah. Well, here in Charlotte, there's a little town called McCadenville, or like Christmas Town. It's actually McCadenville, but right about now we call it Christmas Town. And every single house in this town decorates for the holidays. And so like It's so majestic and amazing, and and so we'll park like at the Shell gas station, or it's like a grocery store, like right before you. And it's not like a subdivision, it's a little town. Like when I say town, I literally mean a town.
Wow.
And so we'll park, and then the police will be out there directing traffic, and you can drive through or you can walk through. But like the firehouse there will have hot cocoa stations set up. Some houses will have like their front porch and everything for people just to sit out, or then
Wow.
someone will have like a big sleigh, and Santa might be sitting there for pictures. You take your dog. When I had my fur baby, we'll put his little light up collar and walk around. I mean, it is unreal. And the decorations are over the top. I mean, everything from the one-legged lamp from A Christmas Story to houses that look like gigantic packages to, I mean, it is so like you could easily go to McAdenville and walk around for 3 hours and still not necessarily see all the houses. And we always wondered, like, if people, when someone bought a house over there, is that like part of the
Right.
I must decorate during Christmas or something. I don't know. There's like this big lake, and they have this huge like Merry Christmas thing and light up in the middle of the lake to music. Like it is amazing. And yes, I am one of those that from a small child, we would all, pile into my grandmother's station wagon and go around to the rich neighborhoods who always had the best lights, and just look at lights all day. So that's definitely something that still brings me joy.
Yeah.
Sounds amazing.
It does. It does.
Same here. I love going out and looking at the Christmas lights. My children, though, they just make it so much more special for me, because every year they always ask me, all the way up to my oldest, they're like, okay, Mom, when are we going to go driving into all the different neighborhoods to see the lights? And, are we going to go to a Christmas festival or whatever? And I love it. I love it. And I tell you what, like in my neighborhood, the day after Christmas, I drove through the neighborhood one night, and 3 houses in my neighborhood already had their houses already trimmed in the warm white lights. And I was just like, oh, I was having like Christmas light envy. I was like, oh man, one day I'm going to be able to do that. Because every year I say I'm going to have our house trimmed in Christmas lights, even though like I decorate my whole outside, and all that too. But just one day, like I can't wait for the day when I'm able to like hire somebody to do all the light trimming and things like that, because I just think it's so beautiful. The lights of Christmas it just brings out even more the spirit of Christmas for me.
Warm feels already.
So for us, we have a community, HOA, a couple of streets over. I think they have contests basically, and who has the most decorated house in the community. So we go around and we look at those lights. But they, in our community as well, I think it's Bull Run Park. They have miracle lights that you can drive through and really take a look at it. So when my children were younger, until they, outgrew that whole, I don't want to go to Miracle Lights anymore type of thing. We used to do that every year. It does cost, of course, to go through, but they have the most amazing displays at Miracle Lights with that. But growing up, I grew up in the Midwest, so it was always probably snow during the Christmas season. So really just doing sleigh rides. We had a big hill not too far from my house there. Snowsuits all bundled up to all the way up to here. And you're walking around and things like that, and you're rolling down hills and having so much fun. So when you can get winter and Christmas snow, it's the best.
Yeah, until it's not pretty anymore. But it looks beautiful when it first falls.
Until you have to drive in it. That's the problem.
I think just listening to everybody's memories, it is that time of year, where people are looking for something to do. They're trying to figure out, how to bring joy, into such a crazy year, that we have had. And I think that you all have expressed, some inexpensive ways some ways to balance. I mean, the sights, the sounds, the smells, all of your senses, during the holidays just truly come out. So with this decorating and everything that we like to do, front yard or backyard, do people decorate their backyards? And I just ask because that seems kind of personal and private. So I just wonder, do people go all out for themselves the same way they do for people who are driving by?
Charlotte, you want to answer that question, Charlotte?
Wow, let's see now.
So, you know what? I definitely decorate my front yard, the whole front of the house and all the things, right? Just recently, last Christmas, I started putting just some warm white lights on our balcony, on our deck. And that was enough for me because then I just like turning, whenever I'm turning the lights off in the house, then I can still see the Christmas lights at night. And I just like seeing that outside. But I've never really like gone all out to decorate my backyard. But my front yard, I'm always in there like swimwear or Christmas wear to decorate the front of my house.
Cool. Lavita?
Okay, so up until 2 years ago, we didn't do anything in the backyard. However, we moved into a home that has, it sits on the lake and it has that black wrought iron fence, but it's also the walking pathway for the community. Mm-hmm. So the first Christmas that we were there, my husband and I went out to the backyard and we kind of looked that way and looked that way and said, oh, look at everyone's backyards. We're going to have to step this game up. We need to do something. So we do that now because everyone can see your backyard because you're situated on the lake. So now we put up, like Charlotte was saying, we put up the beautiful soft white lights on the house actually. And I know that peer pressure. I know it got us, but it looked very bare. We were looking like, yeah, we don't want to be the only ones with the dark backyard back here. So, but it looks very nice when all those lights are shining, and they shine on the lake. So it really looks very pretty.
Ambiance is everything.
It's
to be quite honest, I mean, it's sort of like. Yeah. You can just exhale all the way out when you see the lights, the smell. I literally walked into Walgreens, and Walgreens will get you, y'all, every time they put those cinnamon scented pine cones right at the door.
Oh my gosh!
Smell.
Yeah.
It draws you in.
Yeah.
Cinnamon sticks and all of it makes you want to go home and make some wassail. I mean, it really does. It really does. Pam.
I have started recently as well putting on some warm lights on our deck. We have a couple of lattice as well where we put up wreaths to kind of blink on, blink off, but they're also warm lights. We didn't used to do it before, but yeah, it's like Lavita said, we have some people in our community that started decorating their decks, so we started as well. You don't want to be the odd man out on that.
Neighborhood peer pressure is real. Dr. Tierney, you over there decorating? Look, okay, so I knew it. I knew it. She is not changing the potters on the front so they have little spruce trees on them.
Look, peer pressure don't do nothing for me, sugar. You can't pressure me to do nothing. Absolutely nothing. No, I don't do my backyard. I don't. I know people that do. I don't. The only thing that happens in my backyard in the wintertime is that I pull out my tabletop fire pit and I will do like some little s'mores or like hot chocolate. That's for me, not for everybody else. And I only pull it out when I'm out there with my warm blanket and my mug of hot cocoa. And, so no, I don't decorate my backyard or any of that during the holidays. Now, I will do some stuff in the front yard. So no, I may not have the potted plants with the trees on them or whatever, but I put the little Christmas lights coming up my walk or whatever. Basically, I do what makes me happy. Bump whatever everybody else is doing. I do
the way it should be.
No.
Yeah, absolutely. And on that note, when we come back after the break, let's dive into holiday attire, because I'm telling you, if Dr. Tierney would invite me to her backyard, I'd probably be in PJs. So let's talk about that when we get back, because I know we'd love to dress up. of the holidays.
Hey y'all, welcome to The Other Side of Change, only on the Black Star Network and hosted by myself, Bria Baker, and my good sis, Jamira Burley. We are just two millennial women tackling everything at the intersection of politics, gender, and pop culture.
And we don't just settle for commentary. This is about solution-driven dialogue to get us to the world as it could be and not just as it is.
Watch us on the Black Star Network, so tune in to The Other Side of Change.
Welcome back, everybody. And let me tell you, holidays are the time of year where you can pull out your glitz and your glam. You can dress it up. You can dress it down. It also gives you the ability to really just be you in your own shoes. Now, I'm a PJ girl. Mug of cocoa, hot apple cider, whipped cream on top, something like that. I will dress up if I have to go out. And let me just tell y'all, it's a struggle. Sometimes, like, it's a glam day party. I'm like, where we do that at? So I'm new to this. So, let's talk about that, because there are so many different ways that people can dress for hanging out at someone's house, going to the office party. Well, not too many people in the office these days, but I do think that's a conversation to be had. Your office Christmas party versus your hanging out with your girls and your boys office party. Those are separate things. And then there's like your fraternity, sorority, your community organization, your church party. There's a lot of parties. How we dressing, y'all?
True.
How we dressing?
Well, I'm like you. I mean, you give me a good pair of cozy pajamas, a onesie, and some hot cocoa. And some really good cozy socks. I am in there. Like,
yes.
I mean, now don't get me wrong. Like, I'll go to a good holiday party and dress up, or wear an ugly sweater or dress or something like that, or whatever, or dress up as Mrs. Claus because Glammy Claus matters. But on any given day, I'm really just thinking about some warm, cozy pajamas. Like, I wish everybody just had Christmas pajama parties, because man, oh man, I can rock some Christmas pajamas as much as I can rock a cute Christmas dress. But that's my warm, cozy space, is in Christmas pajamas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just been cutting up all day.
Look, this your holiday. This is your season. This is your holiday.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say both of them. BOAF, both of them, because clearly, even today, when you were like, okay, we're gonna do holiday festive, I was like, do I pull out the Grinch sweater? Do I pull out the ugly sweater? No, I'm gonna go with the shrinkthany, and I'm gonna pull out the sequins. And so for me, it's just I could go either way. You guys have seen me. I can go all the way with the heels and the glitter and the glam and the whole nine, dressed to the nines. Or I can put on my onesie with my warm fuzzy socks and my hoodie, or I can put on my Grinch, pajamas with the matching slippers and the eye mask and, naughty across the front. So it just really, I don't have a preference. I like doing both. I like getting all glammed up and looking like a Christmas ornament, and with the heels and all the shimmer and the shine that comes with the holiday parties and things like that. But I also like the comfort and the cozy that comes with it too. I think the thing that we have to be mindful of is where we're going and what is the tone that the host is trying to set. So if the host is setting for, like you said, that glam day party, then sugar, put it on, put your clothes on if that is what the host is setting, or don't go. Respect what the host is doing, what they have outlined, and either you put it on or you don't go. Vice versa, if the host is saying, hey, this is just a comfy, cozy, we're in the backyard, we're with the fire pit, we're singing carols. So wear your comfortable, sweats and PJs and holiday cheer. Then don't go in there all glitz and glamour. Put on your comfy cozy, put on the warm fuzzy socks, put on the, the onesie, or again, don't go. So make sure that we are respecting, the dress code of the host is paramount. We can't just, this is I'm going to no, don't do that. That is very disrespectful. And that's the last thing that we want to do is show up to someone's holiday event being disrespectful in our attire.
Everybody had to pause on that because I can think of some times where I was like, can I just put on a sequin blazer and some jeans? Or can I just put on a white t-shirt and some jeans and maybe some blingy tennis shoes? Because sometimes it boils down to how you feel too. But I will say, if you're gloomy Gus, stay at home. Don't do that. Don't show up at someone's event or whatever if you're not feeling your best, because everybody around is trying to have a really good time. And sometimes our mood determines what we're going to wear. We can be all the way up or we're going to be like, whatever.
I mean, and you got versatility within that. So I could put this shimmer blazer on with a nice pair of, I have like some leggings that kind of look like leather. I can put those on with a pair of heels and, still kind of hit the mark. Or I can go all the way up and put on a nice, dress, a nice gown, or, and still hit the mark. So you still have room within that, especially with us women. Sometimes I'm like, ooh, I'm bloated right now, so I can't put that on. And then, but within that, there's some options within the going up, or some options within the dress down. So sometimes it is that your jeans may hit the mark, if you put on a nice blazer with, or a nice, top with it. But it's just when we go in the completely opposite direction and the host has asked for a certain aesthetic. Right. And then we decide that we're going to show up in, our Christmas onesie because that's what we wanted to wear. That's where we start to go over into the disrespect.
So let me ask y'all another question. Lavita, Charlotte, Pam. Do we still dress up for dinner, for the meal? And I have to ask that because I'm a laid back person, but I've been to people's homes where they've invited me over and it's like, no, we dress for the Christmas meal. We dress for the Christmas Eve meal. We dress for the New Year's Eve dinner. I don't even know what that looks like. Can one of y'all help me? Because
I can't help you
with an attire.
I can't help you because I can't even tell you like the last time I felt like I needed to dress up for a Christmas meal. Now, listen, if I'm having Christmas and somebody invites me to their house for their Christmas dinner, and, because I always want to be appropriate and know the dress code. So if their dress code is for me to dress up, then I'm going to dress up. Okay. But just know, if y'all come to mi casa, you don't have to dress up. You can be in your jeans. Because for me, I just want people to feel the warmth and love of being in my house. I don't want people to feel like they're restricted to something. It's different if I'm having like a fancy dinner party. But honestly, for me, when people are coming over to my house for Christmas, like my children's friends, they love coming over to our house for Christmas because not just because it's decorated, because they love the warm, cozy feel and the family unit of our household. So for me, I'm not requiring all that, I'm not doing it. But if you invite me and I have to do it, I'll do it and I'll be right with you, girl.
Well, I think it's a matter of some people's traditions, in terms of really holding Christmas and Christmas Eve as special occasions. So of course they're going to dress up a little bit fancy. It's like Charlotte, if you come over to my house for Christmas, you can wear whatever. But I know some people with their traditions really want to dress up because they feel those traditions, they want to feel a little bit special for Christmas and Christmas Eve. So they do require a little bit more gussying up versus kind of laid back.
Gussying up.
Gussy.
Yeah. Gussying.
And just
get out the vault.
Gussy up.
I want to
said,
add is
look,
one
you're from the
thing, Jackie,
Midwest.
what we were talking about with clothes and because we're going to be invited to a bunch of holiday parties, we know.
Right.
And of course, we had talked about people, I always have to interject my budget talk on this is really don't feel obligated to have to go out and buy a bunch of clothes to go to these events. If you have something, of course, in your wardrobe, that's fine. If you don't, and you think, it's an overcommitment, don't go. Like Dr. T said, gracefully say, I'm not going to be able to make it. And you don't have to explain why, but if you felt pressured to have to go out and buy a bunch of clothes because you need to, or it was required for these parties, don't go all out with spending more money than you have.
No, just repurpose and reuse.
Exactly.
Repurpose and reuse.
And that's where you could then call me. So call Charlotte to repurpose and reuse and decorate your house. Call me when you looking to repurpose and reuse what's in your closet.
There you go.
All right. So this holiday season, faith, family, food, and football. Who y'all rooting for? Because there's always a holiday game. People always come over, want to hang out in the garage, in the backyard. I mean, literally, it goes from dinner to crazy town, and a lot of people's home, because it's about having a good time and having fun. We cleared the way the dishes. We breaking out the snacks at this point because it's going to go from whatever time the meal was all the way into the late evening. So anybody rooting for any special teams this year for football, or we're just like, we're going to the movies, we're going to take a walk, we're just going to hang out?
I'm rooting for the team that's going to do the dishes after all the food has been cooked and eaten. Amen. Amen.
And, people just are going to do great things. And I think that that's just all a part of the fun. It's like after, it's the festivities don't end just because the presents have been opened and the dinner has been served or the lunch has been served or the brunch has been gone to, whatever it is that people are doing. How do you spend the rest of that holiday time? And a lot of it is about just connecting, with the people who showed up.
And that was one of the things that I was going to say. Anything from the decorations to the clothes, to do whatever you need to do this holiday season, even if that means skipping all of the traditions and going to sit on a beach. If that is what your holiday looks like this year, then so be it. Give yourself the permission to do whatever it is that you need to do to feel connected with you, to feel connected in your faith, to feel connected with your family. I know some people that go to Disney, during this, and so whatever that looks like, do not feel peer pressured to do all the things just because other people are doing all the things. Also, do not feel peer pressured to do all the things just because you did all the things last year.
That's true.
Right. This holiday season is not the you that was in last holiday season.
Amen.
It may look like you, it may sound like you, but a lot has happened. A lot of things that we've had to walk through this year. So give yourself the permission to do what you need to do this holiday season for you to feel connected again with you, with your faith, and with your family, regardless of whatever that looks like.
Absolutely. When we come back after the break, our guests will give their reflection, one wish for you for the holidays. We'll be back in a moment after the break.
Hello, I'm Isaac Hayes III, founder and CEO of Fanbase, and I'm here with a very important message. We are at a turning point in the Black community where we must have equity in the apps we use that scale to billions of dollars. But this time, we own the infrastructure, we own the culture, and we shape the future. And Fanbase is the future. Fanbase combines the free functionality of Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube into an all-in-one platform built for the evolution of social media and monetization. With over 1.4 million users, that's real proof that we are shifting the conversation of tech ownership and equity for creators. So right now, I want you to go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest today. The minimum to invest is $399. That gets you 60 shares of stock in Fanbase at $665 a share. This marks a turning point in Black ownership of social media. If we don't take this opportunity to own social media right now, we will always be customers to our own creations. And that can't go on. So once again, go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest today. We must own the platforms where our voices live, our stories matter, and where our culture drives the world. Thank you.
Welcome in, everybody. And as you can tell, the holidays are filled with so much joy. So let's go around and give our audience a wish.
My wish is that people would really be more present instead of really getting into the spending of buying presents, because the gift of time is just so important. And so that's my wish, is that people would be more present in how they're spending their time and what they're doing and who they're doing it with, and that they will honor that. Not only will other people honor their presence, but they would honor other people's presence in their own lives.
My wish is that true peace and true joy would really reign in your life this season, that you would embrace it, that you would rest in true peace and true joy, and just enjoy every single day and every moment of the season.
I think my wish would be, it's been a rough year. I'm not gonna lie, it's been rough. So finding peace, and of course prosperity. As I mentioned before, we've been through a lot. So if we can prosper and hope for prosperity going into a new year, that's what my wish would be, is really trying to find peace and prosperity.
So I'm going to stick with the P's. So we wish you for presence. We wish you peace. We wish you prosperity. And I wish you would give yourself permission to do whatever it is that you need to do for you this holiday season, so that you can be healthy, happy, and whole.
Thank you all for watching, and may this season give your life purpose. Bye now.